you will be basically able to achieve all these goals and objectives. Whenever you invest, friends, there are two things which you need to keep it in mind. One is a nominal rate of return and one is a real rate of return. So when we talk of nominal return, say for example, if FD is giving you 8% and if inflation is 6%, your real rate of return will be basically 2% only. So that is something very, very critical and important. Correct. Always remember in India, the average rate of inflation is around 5%. Correct. Average rate of inflation is around 5%. So basically, why you invest in equities? Because equities in the long term gives you 12 to 15% return. So even if you remove 5% inflation, still you will be able to make good amount of capital appreciation for yourself. Correct. So that is something you need to, friends, keep it in mind. See, what are the instruments where you can put small amount of money? These are the top level instruments where you can basically put some or the other kind of your investments. Equity shares, mutual funds, fixed deposits, provident fund, then insurance, gold and property. Correct. So these things are something very vital and important, friends. So we will try to understand each one of them with a short understanding. See, the first source is basically what we call it as the first source of money is primarily equity shares. See, always remember equity shares are called a source of wealth creation. Always remember that from 1979 till 2020, the CAGR return of equity shares has been 16.5%. So that's a quite long-term good return the market has generated. Correct. In 1993, had you invested only 9,000 rupees in Infosys, today it is 4 crore rupees. So that is also something very critical, very important. Why? Because company give 8 to 9 times bonus shares. Please understand, friends, that equity markets in the long term will outperform all other asset classes. That is the most important thing which you need to keep it in mind. And that is why equity shares are most important. Always remember, buy fundamentally good companies and hold them. Second, if we talk of mutual funds, see, mutual fund is an indirect route to stock market. Correct. That means if you are not comfortable investing in direct equity, you can invest in mutual funds. If we talk of mutual funds, then even the average return from 1964 till date is around 12 to 15% even in a mutual fund, friends. So mutual funds will give you good returns, and the benefit is that you can start with as low as 500 rupees a month also in a mutual fund SIP. So that becomes something very, very vital and critical, that mutual fund has become so much popular for the simple reason that basically even a small person can make money out of it. Correct. So that is something, friends, very, very critical and important. Even with 500 rupees a month, you can start investing in mutual fund. Third is, friends, third, if we talk, it is basically what we call it as fixed deposits. Correct. It is typically called as, friends, fixed deposits. Fixed deposits primarily are the most traditional source of money. Correct. Traditional source of money. So fixed deposits, the whole objective is safety of capital. See, whenever you invest in fixed deposits, you can always save money. That is something very important. And plus, liquidity is very high. Whenever you want, you can break the FD and get your money back. So that is typically a very vital source of investment. The whole objective of fixed deposits is safety of capital. Now, always remember here, wealth creation happens, but it takes a lot of time because interest rates are low. See, currently, if we talk of interest rates on fixed deposits, it is only 5.15%. If you put in HDFC, you get 5.15%. So obviously, what happens is the growth will be very slow and steady. If you take 2015, the interest rates were as high as around 8%, correct? For that point, we have to, friends, keep it in mind. But nevertheless, fixed deposit should always be there as a part of your overall portfolio. Then If we talk of provident fund, see, provident fund is another important vital thing, correct? In provident fund, always remember that if you are investing in provident fund, it has a lock-in period of 15 years, but the entire amount is totally tax-free. So even that particular thing is very vital and critical. So provident fund is an important instrument where you can primarily put money and you can have tax-free returns. In this year's budget, unfortunately, it has come that any contribution above 2.5 lakh rupees in provident fund will be taxable. So that is something which they have made it. But that is, to be very frank, for HNIs, high net worth individuals, for a normal retail person, they typically invest around up to 1.5 lakhs only. If we talk of gold, friends, gold, always remember, has an inverse relationship. Correct. That means whenever there is a problem at the global level, gold will give high returns. If the international economy is stable, stock markets are stable, gold will always come down. So this particular point we have to keep it in mind. So gold is typically called as a hedge against inflation. See, if we talk of last 100 years, the return of gold is around 6% only. From 1979, if you compare from 1979 till date, the return of gold is 10%, Sensex is 16.5%. In the long term, always remember, friends, that equities outperform gold by a major margin. If you want to invest in gold, always remember one important thing, friends, that buy in the form of gold ETF, exchange traded fund, which is a mutual fund where 1 unit is equal to 1 gram of gold. So that is relatively more safe and secured option. Correct. That is always a more better option. Please understand, friends, that gold works in one simple way. Any good news in the world economy is a bad news for gold, and any bad news in the world economy is a good news for gold. So that particular point you have to keep it in mind. Finally, if we talk of property, see, property or real estate as an investment asset class had a very good time from 2003 to 2013. After that, basically, it had a huge downtrend, correct? Primarily because of two reasons: huge oversupply and unrealistic pricing. See, basically, if we talk of property market, friends, then huge oversupply means that today every second company has entered into real estate, correct? So that is a major issue. And second, unrealistic pricing. Properties are being quoted at 1 crore, 2 crore. Obviously, a common man cannot afford it and it is out of his reach. So, because of that, overall thing, the supply went up, demand went down, and price unaffordable. The property market is now seeing a slowdown. So, that has caused a major issue. Correct. As far as property market is concerned, friends, other things like demonetization, GST, and recently RERA, Real Estate Regulation Act, this has basically controlled the movement of property market in a great way. So if you want to invest in property, if you want to consume, rather, that is a better word. Consume means you want to buy and stay. That is something reasonable. But don't think that if you buy property and sell it, then basically you will be able to get returns. No returns will be generated from that. So it is of no use. So keep this particular point in mind, friends, as far as property is concerned. Finally, if we talk of conclusion, friends, then always remember disciplined investment will always lead to higher return. Disciplined investment. Wealth creation can be done only in long term, and equities as an asset class will always give you high return. So this point we have to, friends, keep it in mind. So with this, I conclude my presentation, and now I will show you the stock market screen also. Just give me 1 second. And then we will go for Q&A round. Just give me 1 second. Yes. See, friends, this is the actual stock market terminal, which you can very well see here. See, this 51,429, it is our BSE index. Today, it is up by 700 points. Again, market has gone up like anything, friends. 51,400. And this is Nifty, 15,125. It is up by 200 points. So, actually speaking, the foreign institutional investors are putting money like anything. In fact, till date, that is in January, they invested 19,000 crore rupees, 19,000 crore. And in February, in last 1 week, that is in this first week, they have invested 10,000 crore. So huge amount of money is basically flowing into stock markets of India from the global perspective. Correct. Now here you can see both NSE and BSE, both are visible here. We are talking of equity shares, friends. And these are all name of the companies. Correct. These are all name of the companies. This indicates buy quantity, that how many shares are available for buying. Buy quantity. This is buy price per share. this is sell price per share, and this is number of shares available for selling. Now, if I click on Reliance Industries, let us take a simple example. And if I go to this quote option, see, right now 4,54,000 buyers are there and 8,45,000 total shares are available for selling. Correct. The stock is up today by 1.42%. The stock is up today, and totally 3 crore 44 lakh shares have been traded. Total volume refers to number of shares traded, and this is the average traded price. ATP is 1947. It means the average traded price of all the shares taken together. Correct. If you take this 52-week high, it is at 2369, and 52-week low is at 875. This is the open price of today at 9:15. This is yesterday's close price. This is today's high price and today's low price. So basically stocks keeps on moving here and there. So that is why Reliance Industries is something very what I can say the most large stock in the index, and it has been given the highest weightage. So this point we have to, friends, keep it in mind. See, always remember that stock market works on demand and supply. Stock market works on demand and supply. So if there are more buyers, it will surely go up, and if there are more sellers, it will surely come down. This point we have to keep it in mind. Friends, please close your mic. Audio. Somebody's audio is on. Audio, please close it. Yes. Then if you want to basically buy a share, see, I click on this buy button, this buy dialog box will occur. Correct? Will appear. Here I will select the exchange. Suppose I want to buy on BSE only. So I selected BSE. Then here I will write down name of the company. Say for example, we want to buy, say, Reliance Industries. Yes. So what is price of one share? 1,950 is the price of one Reliance share. Correct? Now, if you want to buy at the current market price, you are willing to buy at the current market price. So you will write here market, and you have to put here only quantity. There is no need to specify the price because you are willing to buy at the current market price. And if I press this place order button, the order will go into the system and it will be purchased. Correct. So that is something we have to keep it in mind. On the other hand, if I feel that no, 1950 is a high price, then I will select here limit, and I will put here quantity also, and then I will put here whatever price I want to buy. So suppose if I want to put, say, 1920, then I can put here 1920 and place an order. Now this order will go into pending system because it is not an active price order. It is not at the current market price. So by 3:30, if 1920 comes on the screen, it will automatically get executed. And if it doesn't come, this price doesn't come on the screen, then my order will get cancelled at 3:30. So this is something, friends, we have to keep it in mind. So this point is something very vital and important. Always remember, friends, that market works on demand and supply. If there are more buyers, the market is bound to rise. If there are more sellers, market is bound to fall. So keep this particular point in mind. So with this, I stop here my presentation, friends. And now we can go for question answer session. So please feel free to ask me questions. Yes, friends, any question you have, you are most welcome, most free to ask. Don't hesitate in anything. Any question you want to ask, please feel free to ask.
Students, you can write in a chat box also.
Friends, you can write your question in the chat box. Yes. Okay. Yes. I think now a lot of questions are coming. Videsh is asking how to analyze a stock. See, basically, we will definitely be taking a topic on that also during these 5 days. But just to explain you, see, whenever you buy a stock now, please understand two things very vitally. Number one, net profit of the company has to rise. So whenever you select a company for investment, you have to see whether the net profit is rising or not. If the net profit is rising, then yes, you can definitely buy that stock, because if net profit goes up, then FIIs and mutual funds will buy that stock. So always remember that is the most important criteria. And second is the debt equity ratio should be zero. See, debt equity ratio refers to basically what we say. Debt equity means debt equity ratio primarily refers to what shares have you bought. Debt equity ratios refers to, sorry, what is the total amount of loans that is there in the company. So any company which has a zero debt equity ratio or less debt equity ratio should always be considered for buying. So two things are most important. Number one is basically what I said, net profit of the company should be rising, and second, debt equity ratio should be zero. These two things are something very vital and important, correct? So if these two things are well, then you can definitely buy that stock. And typically try to buy BSE Sensex companies. They are more safe secured because they are very large companies, well established companies with good amount of cash flow. Yes, Abhishek, you can definitely invest in gold bonds also. In gold bond, that will directly come in your demat account, correct? So you can definitely invest in gold bond. But what I would suggest is that gold bonds will have minimum, I think, higher level of denomination. So it is better you buy gold ETF. See, gold ETF, the benefit is that even you can buy 1 unit. 1 unit is equal to 1 gram of gold, correct? So that would be around 4,000 rupees. So that makes it more sensible to buy. Plus in gold ETF, it is highly liquid. You can even sell those units at any point of time. So buying gold ETF will be a more better option rather than gold bonds and other things. Please explain ETF. See, Sonu, basically ETF is exchange traded fund. It is a kind of mutual fund only, but this mutual fund is listed on the stock exchange, correct? So as you buy a normal share, you can buy this gold ETF also. So keep that particular point in mind, correct? As you buy a normal share, you can buy a gold ETF also. So that is why gold ETF is given lot of importance. Gold ETF is there, stocks ETF are there. So it is a mutual fund which is listed, and that is why the name itself says that exchange traded fund. It is a fund which is traded on the stock exchange. Then Nitesh, what is auto square off? See, auto square off means that today what brokers do now, because of high volatility in the market, suppose you have done an intraday transaction, correct? If you have done an intraday transaction, then what will happen? 3 o'clock automatically your transaction will get squared off, correct? Automatically the transaction will get squared off. So that facility is called as auto square off. Auto square off means it is controlled by a software. So when 3 o'clock or 3:15 happens, as per the time set, whatever is the open position, that will get squared. Why that will get squared? Because there is a lot of risk involved in the market. So brokers don't want that if the client does not pay, that risk will come on them, correct? So basically in the earlier times also, a lot many brokers had incurred losses because of this thing. So that is why this auto square off facility has been now set in. See, PSU Maxwell, PSU means public sector units. See, public sector units includes government stocks and government banks also. See, typically speaking, the PSU banks and stocks, they relatively always give less amount of return for the simple reason that they are controlled by government action. That is number one. But yes, now good companies like LIC is likely to be divested, HPCL, BPCL. So one can definitely invest in those quality government companies. In fact, SBI as a stock can be also be there in your portfolio. So PSU definitely on one hand will give you stable returns, but please understand that if you compare it with private sector companies, obviously private sector will give you higher returns in the long term, for the simple reason that private sector companies are primarily profit driven, whereas government companies are driven for various things like social agenda, political this thing. So at times you may not get that high return. Prithvi, there is age criteria in the sense that you should be a major. A major person can invest in stock market. 18 for girls, 21 for boys. So primarily you need to have a proper PAN card and an Aadhaar card. If you have these two as a major, yes, you can definitely invest into the markets. There is no upper age. Minimum is you should not be a minor. That is something you have to keep it in mind. Akanksha Provident Fund refers to that Provident Fund is an instrument where you get fixed interest every year and the entire amount was tax free, correct? So basically, you can invest up to 1,50,000 rupees annually into Provident Fund, and it has a lock-in period of 15 years. After 15 years, you have an option that you can still extend that instrument by another 5 years. So that is typically called as a Provident Fund. Arpita, open trade investment. There is no such word like open trade investment. See, investment and trading, these two things are different. See, trading refers to whenever you buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon. That is typically called as intraday trading, correct? And intraday trading will always incur higher amount of risk. So that is not something that is to be avoided, to be very frank. Investment, on the other hand, is a far better strategy that you invest primarily, and once you invest, you will be able to generate good amount of return. So we will basically always remember that as far as investment is concerned, it is always something good for longer term perspective. So try to focus on investment part, not on the trading part. So that is, you have to, friends, keep it in mind. See, charges of Demat account, Ankita. Normally, Demat account has an annual maintenance charge, and that is typically 500 rupees a year. 500 a year, I am telling. Correct. We offer a facility in which, when you open a Demat and trading account, 1,200 rupees are charged, but that then lifetime you don't have to pay any Demat charge. So actually, this is more economical. See, if you pay 500 rupees a year, and if you run it for 4 years, you have to pay 2,000 rupees, 500 into 4. Here, what happens is, once you pay 1,200, then basically, even for 10 years, if you are running the Demat account, you don't have to pay any other charge except the normal brokerage in the trading account. Lalita, you should invest both in gold and equity. Please understand that. See, always remember, gold will perform whenever there is a problem at the global level. Definitely, gold will perform in that. So that is something you have to keep it in mind. As far as equity shares are concerned, equity shares are long-term source of investment. So equity shares and gold both work in opposite direction. What I would always suggest you is that every month try to buy few good equity shares and also invest in gold ETF. That is something very, very important and critical. Correct. Gold ETF is important because that will help you to create small investments in gold, whereas in equity shares you can make money in long term, because equity shares will give you good amount of capital appreciation. Correct. Will give you good amount of capital appreciation. Should we invest in PSU? Yes, you can definitely invest. Maxwell, as I told you, SBI can be selected for investment, HPCL, BPCL. You can definitely do that. That is not a problem. See, Levin, how to find a future multi-bagger stock? See, to be very frank, it is very difficult to identify multi-bagger stock. Rather, the best option is that you buy fundamentally good companies. That is always a more safer option, primarily to buy, rather than trying to do this kind of jugglery of multi-bagger, this, that. It is better you buy BSE Sensex companies like Reliance, HDFC, ICICI, SBI, Infosys, Tata Steel, and keep on buying with a long-term perspective. So that is always a more safe and a secured option, rather than basically going into all these juggleries. Short sell. See, short sell means you will sell a share without owning it. So if there is no share in your Demat account, still you can sell. That is called as a short sell. But always remember, in short selling, you need to buy those shares before 3:30, because if you don't buy them, that would result into auction, and then you will have to pay penalty. So that is called as short selling. Guild fund, Sonu, please understand, guild fund is government securities fund. It is a good fund because it does not have any risk, but the return annually is also very less, hardly 3 to 4%. So it does not make any sense. Guild fund is typically used by large corporates to park their money. See, Ritu, please understand, yes, financial modeling skill is required if you want to go into the research side. Then definitely that is useful. See, the best degree for you if you want to make career in finance is MBA finance. So if you do proper MBA finance, you will be able to make good amount of money. So keep that particular point in mind. MBA finance is a required skill, required qualification to enter this particular strategy. Yes, Prasad sir, your question is excellent and actually required. See, my advice to all first-time investors is it is better you start with a mutual fund investment. Even with equity, you can start, but don't do trading or FNO. Try to do delivery-based investment. Delivery-based investment, you should start with Sensex-based companies, and if you buy those stocks, take them in demat account. So when they arise, you can basically sell them. So that is relatively more safe and secure strategy, friends, rather than basically doing any kind of adventure. To be very frank with you, try to do delivery based investment on a monthly basis or a mutual fund SIP. That is the best strategy to go with. Priyanka, no comments on brokers. All brokers are good. Please understand. Don't select a broker based on freebies. Select a broker who basically gives you good knowledge. That is more important. If you get good knowledge, you will definitely make profits, and then it is nothing to worry that you have to pay to the broker. See, broker is running business, and no business runs free of cost. Please understand that particular point. Nitesh, future and option, frankly speaking, not for retail investor, it is a highly leveraged product. So the risk involved is very high. Risk and return both are very high in futures and options. So frankly speaking, it is not something to be tried upon. Correct. It's a risky strategy to go with. It is always better that you buy shares from a long-term perspective and hold them. That is a more safe and secured way of doing things. How to make career in stock market? As I told you, Abhishek, MBA finance would be the best option to go with. If you have done MBA finance, then yes, the chances of your getting a proper job in the market is high because campus placements are there and good companies will select you. So that is something you need to keep it in mind. So typically try to go with an MBA finance degree from a good B school. And also apart from this, try to appear in the CAT exam. CAT is common admission test, friends. So that will help you to get into a good B school. So keep that particular point in mind. See, mutual fund, Lalita, it is very easy to invest. You just need a PAN card and Aadhaar card. If you have a PAN card and Aadhaar card, you can invest in mutual fund, and you can start with mutual fund SIP of 500 rupees a month. So that will also help you out. You just need a PAN card, Aadhaar card to start investing. See, tomorrow we will be taking the topic of mutual funds. So in detail, I will be covering everything in that. So that should not be a problem, friends. Correct. And you can do both types of things with us. You can open your demat and trading account with us, and also you can invest in mutual fund. Also, you can invest with us. So that should not be an issue, friends. So don't worry about those things. Friends, please fill the attendance link. It is 11:30 and I have to take another webinar also. So we will quickly wind up now. Please fill the attendance link which I have just posted in the chat box. Mutual fund questions. In any case, I am going to take tomorrow complete topic on mutual funds. So automatically all your queries will get sorted out, friends. Yes, Nilesh, last thing, bank statement is compulsory. Without bank account, you cannot open, and bank account has to be 6 months operational. So two things are very much required. Prasad sir, now shall we call it a day, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Friends, please fill the attendance link which has been posted. It is compulsorily to fill this link, friends. Please fill this attendance link. We need this data to share with the regulator and others. So please fill this attendance link which has been posted in the chat box. And thank you very much for asking so many questions. It was really interesting. Yes, Prasad sir, please tell.
As a part of formality, a colleague will propose a vote of thanks. Please
Sure,
have
sir, sure.
Actually, sir, it is a 5 days crash course. So, vote of thanks. Obviously, there are no words to thank you actually.
Ma'am,
But on fifth day, it is now I
sure.
am actually doing informally, but formally vote of thanks will be done by
Yes.
service on fifth day because we are
No
not
worries,
taking
ma'am.
your much time. It is 11:30 now. So, thank you so much for your guidance,
Thank
and
you, ma'am. Thank you
obviously,
so
we will
much.
love to take more knowledge from you from next 4 days, and we are
Sure,
sure
sure.
that the attendance will be same. There is no, and even students are very interesting.
Sabina
Thank
madam,
you
one
very
small corrigendum, sir. Sangeeta Pandit madam, who is head of unaided BCom. She has played a key role, and she deserves a big round of applause. Sangeeta Pandit madam, she has
She,
run the show, and she deserves, on behalf of everybody, students and teaching faculty, and on behalf of Srinivas, I would like to especially thank Sangeeta madam. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure,
Thank
my
you,
pleasure.
ma'am.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay,
Take care.
sir.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, bye. See you. Bye, bye.
Students, please fill this attendance link and then exit. Huh? That's a humble request. Thank you, friends. Thank you.
I'll tell them, sir. Students, there is an attendance link in your chat box, so please fill this first and then leave the class.
Thank you, Miss.